Joining us now on the program, we have our good friends from PennDOT, Richard Romans with us, Jessica Kalinowski. Thanks for being here on SSPTV News. Rich, let's start off with you. Let's talk about some safety standards that we want to remind people of every time we look at the first snowstorm or the first several snowstorms. I believe with covering news, you see an increase in accidents. So some mindful tips that people can take with them throughout the winter season.
Thanks, and thanks for having us on, Janine. This is a pleasure for us to do this. And the first thing I always mention to people when we're talking about driving in the winter is, if you don't have to go out on your trip, don't do it. Wait for the snow to pass and for us to clear the roadways out and to make the roads as safe as they can. And we realize that that's not practical for everyone to just stay home when it snows, because we have work and other functions to do. So to me, the first thing I would encourage people to do is, before they go out on their trip, is to check 511pa.com, which is our traveler information website, where you could check our closed circuit television cameras that we have across our system. You could check the roadway conditions to see if from where you're going that the roadway is safe and clear, and you can make hopefully a more informed decision before you decide to get out there. And then the other thing to remember is to make sure that you realize when you're out in the snow that the cars react differently than they do in the spring and summer. They take a longer time to stop. They may swerve a little bit because of snow and ice and patches along the route. So the best thing I would, take it slow and give yourself plenty of time and space around other vehicles.
And Jessica, I know for myself, I have a new driver on the road, and this will be the first winter that she'll be driving. I know even if you're an experienced driver, you can get in an accident, but advice for those who have new drivers and maybe an unexperienced driver on the road.
Right, I've had a couple of these drivers, so my advice to parents and to the new drivers would be make sure you take your time. Leave an extra time for you to get to, whether you're going to work or to school, so that just in case you do have a delay, that you get there in time. Make sure to check out 511pa.com for road conditions. That'll give them a good indicator of how the roads are out there. And it's all about just being prepared, having a safety kit in your car, maybe having a shovel and some items like that in case you do get stuck. And you might even want to keep some road salt in your car, so that if you do get stuck, you can possibly get yourself out.
With the budget restrictions and talk of restrictions for state employees, will that have any effect on the amount of PennDOT workers that will be out clearing the roadways during the winter storms?
No, it won't. The current budgetary issues that we're working through at PennDOT is largely on the capital side of our program. It will have no impact to our winter traffic services. It doesn't affect our plows, our plow operators, how much material we have. All the things that we need to do for winter are in place, and we're ready to go.
Do you know what the leading cause of accidents on the roadway is?
It's generally speeding, and it's the human condition, being too aggressive, being distracted, driving too fast for conditions. Whether the conditions are good or bad, speed has a lot to do with it, because you lose your reaction time when you're going that fast. And when I talk to people about driving, whether it's in nice weather or in inclement weather, the slower you go, the more time you have to react when something goes wrong. And you really need that time when something goes wrong in the winter time and there's snow and ice on the road, and your car and the tires don't react to the pavement as they would in June or July in the summer. But the slower you go, the more time you give yourselves to get yourself out of a bad situation.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, we will not see a lot of snow on the ground, but if we do, we know that we're prepared by PennDOT. Thank you, Jessica and Rich, for joining us here on SSPTV News.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Janine.
Today's news feature is brought to you by Frankie's Pizzeria, located at 3739 Wyoming Street in Hazleton. Every Friday night is all-you-can-eat crab legs from 5 until 8 p.m. Reservations are suggested. You can call 570-454-6000 to make a reservation or for more information.